hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ActorScope, the best
30 minutes of your week.
Yes, I am so excited to be your host. My name is Jessica Stevens. I am a casting assistant / intern at WSA in Atlanta. But enough about me. My favorite part of the show, I want to know where you guys are coming from. Roll call, where you coming from? We have Boston. Shout out to Boston. Come on, guys. Where are you coming from? Atlanta. Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Memphis. WSA. Okay, guys. New Jersey. Texas. Shout out to everybody. ATL. Shout out to you guys. New York City. Awesome. Okay, guys. I want everybody to stop and listen, and really listen. I want everybody to stop and take a second to share this broadcast. Let your friends and followers know that ActorScope is on, and if they are serious about their craft, they need to be on this show. So I really want you guys to stop and tweet and press share. Comment, share when you're done. And I really want to see that because I've never seen anybody say share. So I really want you guys to tweet this week, and I will give you a shout out myself. So take a second and do that for me, please. Thank you. Who's been watching? All you have to do is answer a question regarding to last week's show, and the winner will also get their headshots posted on our social media. For the word to see, you have to email your answer to wsaactorscope@gmail.com. Also, make sure you like our Facebook page, facebook.com WSAactorscope, and subscribe to the Facebook live broadcast. This week's winner for Who's Been Watching is Layla Webster, so shout out to Layla. Thank you. Oh my gosh, shout out to, I can't pronounce your name, but shout out to you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Somebody shared it, so good job. Yeah, so shout out to Layla Webster's, congratulations. And this week's question for this week's show is, last week we mentioned the launch of Kevin Hart's streaming platform. What is the name of his streaming platform? Again, last week we mentioned the launch of Kevin Hart's streaming platform. What is the name of the streaming platform? And you can email that answer to wsa.actorscope@gmail.com. Okay, now it's time for What's Casting. Here at ActorScope, we just don't want to give you good advice. We want to get you out there and get you booked. So we're going to have NIEs come today and share What's Casting.
That's only if I can make it over here without breaking a leg. Because people want to abuse you off set. They want to abuse you off camera. Hi everybody. How you doing? Donald, I saw you, so don't forget. I'm going to get you. That's okay. That's all right.
So what's going on, NIEs?
Not a thing. Not a thing. Yeah, I was trying to be good. Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in today. As you can see, Jessica's taking over today. You know, I had to throw her into the fire pit right now. So, you know, you're doing great. You're doing great. Thank you. You're
Intern takeover.
Intern takeover.
Don't worry, one day they'll fully take over and I won't be here.
No.
So that means somebody else will be doing What's Casting. Ha ha. See?
That's fine.
No, yeah,
shout out to you.
Gotta throw you in the fire sometimes. Okay, What's Casting? Atlanta, I hope you have your pen and paper. This is not a first go around for any of you. Pen and paper. Before I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to get prepared to take down all this information. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so let's get started. Casting in Atlanta. We got casting by Tailor Made. It's for a show called The Gospel of Kevin. They're looking for men and women to portray Texas town folks, all shapes, sizes, ethnicities, ranging from 18 years and older. You're going to put Texas town folk in the subject line. Now, you're going to email all this information to extrascastingtm@gmail.com. Again, that's extrascastingtm@gmail.com. And they are also, this is also Casting Tailor Made. They're looking for people for an untitled upcoming project for Netflix. Netflix is just taking over. And you know, I think I need to go work Netflix part-time. I said part-time. Okay. Part-time.
Just don't leave us.
No. I think I'd be hunted down if I tried.
Yeah. But shout out to Netflix.
Okay, and they're looking for fresh faces. And this is for men and women with a certain character look to portray spooky and creepy types. Again, this is all ethnicities, 18 years and older. And you're going to put spooky and creepy type in the subject line. I wonder what they mean by that. So that means if you got certain traits and characteristics, this is the job for you. You're going to email extrascastingtm@gmail.com. Again, extrascastingtm@gmail.com. Now, Catrett and Associates Casting is also looking for people. This is for a military open call. So they're holding an in-person open casting call for any active or former military personnel. Yes, you're eligible for that. Yes, definitely.
Woohoo!
And this is for tomorrow.
Boo!
At 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's going to be taking place at the Residence Inn in Atlanta, Buckhead area, 2960 Piedmont Road, Northeast. Zip code is 30305. So show up, and show up in your military attire to be prepared for that one. Also, we have Tammy Smith Casting. It's for a Clint Eastwood project. The title is The 1517 to Paris. They're looking for male military types who are very good at ping pong.
Woohoo!
All ethnicities, 18 to 35 years, and you're going to put ping pong in the subject line. And you're going to email projects1 at tscasting.com. Again, it's projects1 at tscasting.com.
Someone just said that was some good stuff. Oh, you got one more?
I got one more.
Oh, okay.
But what did the person ask?
Someone said check out Naked on Netflix, August the 11th.
Naked on Netflix. Okay.
I guess it's a show, but
okay. All right.
Thank you.
I'll have to check that out. Okay. The Mindy Project. So anyone out there that's in LA area, the Mindy Project is looking for people.
LA.
It's a union submissions for female to portray Korean cocktail waitresses.
Woohoo!
This shoots on Thursday, July 20th. For the Mindy Project, you could not have worked on this show in the last 2 months. So if they're basically looking for fresh faces for this part. So again, it's a union submissions for female to portray Korean cocktail waitresses. You're going to, so the female to portray Korean, attractive, you have to be age 20s. Please let me know if you have an actual waitress experience. So if you have experience that actually works to your benefit, you're going to submit to Kristen B. submissions at centralcasting.com and put in the subject line CW. Again, is Kristen with a K, Kristan, the letter B in capitals, submissions at centralcasting.com. And in the subject line, you're going to put CW.
And also, all of this information will be posted on our ActorScope page. So
yes,
be looking for that after the show.
Yes, so if you missed it, check out our Facebook page. The information will be on there for you. So what else you got for me today?
Okay, guys. So the topic of the show is advice for new actors. But before we get into that, we have a few announcements to make.
Yes.
Girls Trip. Okay, I am super excited to see Girls Trip.
Got my pass already.
Girls Trip comes out this Friday, starring Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, Regina Hall, and Tiffany Haddish. Shout out to Malcolm D. Lee and Will Packer.
Yes.
Awesome.
I had the honors of working with both. It's an honor. And we're going to also shout out this step, which is going to be opening nationwide August 4th. There was actually an advanced screening on Sunday. It's by Fox Searchlight, so make sure you check it out. It's a great docuseries, so make sure you look for that. It's going to be in Atlanta starting August 11th.
Awesome. I will be there because I need to see that.
Oh yeah, if you do step, you know, I had a couple
I can
friends.
step a little bit.
You
Can you step?
No, I could not, but I used to love watching.
See, I can dance, but like I can't step.
I can dance, but I can't step either. It's a very intricate
it's just,
skill. It really is intricate. You have to really be able to keep up with that. I couldn't do it. But I love watching it. It's fun.
So, you guys, the Emmy Awards, I want you guys to write this down, okay? Hosted by Stephen Colbert, will air live from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, Sunday, September the 17th at 5 p.m. So make sure you put it on your calendar. because it's so far away, and it will be on CBS. We just wanted to talk about the Emmys Award because it was like, you know, the most diverse nominees.
Yeah, this year. This year it's a lot of great actors, all diversities, all ethnicities, every race, you know, males and females nominated for this year's Emmy. And a lot of them I love, and a lot of them are in a lot of shows I love. So
we just want to share a couple of categories. The drama series, Better Call Saul, that is AMC. The Crown, that's on Netflix. The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu. House of Cards on Netflix. Stranger Things, Netflix. This Is Us, NBC. And Westworld, HBO.
Now, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those shows I've watched, and they're all awesome.
Yeah, so that's... Who do you think will win?
That's actually gonna be a toughie.
Westworld.
Well, I would love it if Westworld would win, but you know, The Handmaid's Tale actually is a very, very good show, and This Is Us is also good, and so you know.
I would say a big head.
But these are for this category. That's a lot of brand new show. Well, no, House of Cards usually gets nominated. It's probably going to be in the ring.
You just have to see on September 17th.
Yeah, that's a. But for drama actress,
Viola Davis, How to Get Away with Murder. Claire Foy, The Crown. Elizabeth Moss, The Handmaid's Tale. Kerry Russell, The Americans. Evan Rachel Woods, Westworld, and Robin White, House of Cards.
That's gonna be between Robin and Viola. That's a definite between Robin Wright and Viola, because they both portray very strong characters in that one, especially Robin Wright. And you know what? Shout out to Robin for trying to get equal pay for her role in House of Cards. That's a definite.
Shout out to her. So some drama actors, Sterling K. Brown, This Is Us. Anthony Hopkins, Westworld. Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul. Matthew Rice, The Americans. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards. And Milo V, This Is Us.
And Liv Schreiber.
Oh, Ray Donovan.
Yes.
And some comedy series, Atlanta on Fox, Blackish, ABC. Master of None on Netflix, Modern Family, ABC. Silicon Valley, HBO. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Netflix, and Veep on HBO. So
that's gonna be interesting.
This is gonna be interesting.
That's some good ones on that one too. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I got you. Okay, so we got comedy actor. Oh, see, I'm a little biased on that one. For me, it's between Anthony Anderson and Aziza Ansari. So, but Zach Galifianakis, Donald Glover, William H. Macy, and Jeffrey Tambor. But something tells me Jeffrey's going to walk away with that one because he's awesome and transparent. Now we got for comedy actress, Pamela Adlon, Tracy Ellis Ross, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, Allison Janney, Ellie Kemper, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who might end up walking away with that one too, because Julia is funny. I love her. In a limited series, these are some good ones. You've got Big Little Lies on HBO, Fargo from FX, Feud with Betty and Joan, based off Betty Davis and Joan Crawford, The Night Of, which I love that, and Genius on National Geographic. So these are some good ones there too. Limited series actor, Riz Ahmed from The Night Of. He's a rapper, by the way, if no one knew. He's actually a rapper. Benedict Cumberbatch from Sherlock. Robert De Niro, The Wizard of Lies. Ewan McGregor, Fargo. Jeffrey Rush, Genius. And John Turturro from The Night Of. He's another good one. I love John Turturro. For a limited series actress, we have Carrie Coon for Fargo. Felicity Huffman, American Crime. Nicole Kidman, Big Little Lies. Jessica Lange, Feud. Susan oh gosh, they put the two of them together. Susan Sarandon, Feud, and Reese Witherspoon, Big Little Lies. Okay, I can't pick out of those. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actresses I love, and 2 of them they put against each other. Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon. That one's gonna be a tough one. That's whoever, I feel for whoever has to pick from that category there alone, because those actresses are like, yeah.
Wow.
But make sure you tune in. We just wanted to give you a little bit of the nominees. The nominations were announced last week, and they are posted on Variety, but we're going to put it up on our page also.
I thought it's already on my page.
Did you put it on? It's on the Instagram, but it's not on the Facebook. We'll get it up on the Facebook for you, so you can see who the nominees are, and you can be as confused as I am about who to pick, because a lot of them are my favorite, and a lot of them are my favorite shows. So the only one missing is Game of Thrones. I'm just saying, they kind of left that one out, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad. But it's okay. We make
sure.
As I digress, let's continue.
I'm
just sad. That's okay.
So we have some sad news. Hollywood mourned the loss of The Walking Dead stuntman John Bernecker following his death from injuries sustained on the set. AMC production of the show, the show's 8th season, is in wake of tragedy. Bernecker was shooting a scene in which he was supposed to fall from a 20-foot balcony onto a safety cushion below, but he missed the cushion and hit the concrete instead. He died July 14, 2017.
Yeah,
so sad.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
There was a lot of tweets going out about his death because I don't know if you've ever been on a set, but when you work together for so long, that's your family.
Right.
So it's like, for them, that was a family member that they lost. So we send our love to the cast and crew of The Walking Dead on that loss. And in addition to that, we also lost an excellent actor this past week, Martin Landau. I don't know if anyone, he won his Oscar for the movie Ed, and he passed in his sleep. So, you know, he was 89 years old, but we lost another great one right there also.
You know how old John Bernecker was?
He was young. He was young. He wasn't that old. He was like in his late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, he was fairly young.
I got a little sad. Okay, but so let's talk about new actors. I'm a new actor myself.
Yes, you are.
I know a lot of new actors out there have many questions and want to know like how.
I will try my best to answer these questions for you.
Yes. But I was doing some research and I came across something that meant a lot to me, because it's you have to like embrace where you start. It's okay to start off little and then grow.
Yes.
So this says battles are start by taking every opportunity to act for its own sake, in class, in a play, in something you shoot on your own. When you do that constantly, the business reveals itself. We know this to be true, and we see it happen all the time.
Connections are bad.
Just pause real quick.
So, and who said that? Who made that statement?
Steve Brennan and Risa Garcia.
Okay.
I want to repeat it just in case anybody missed it. I was saying that most new actors, I was saying like it's important to like embrace where you start, because I know sometimes you can get discouraged. You can get discouraged and stuff. So this says battles are always won at the start. So start at the beginning. Don't get lost in the end game, the agents, the stardom, the bookings, the awards, etc. Start by taking every opportunity to act for its own sake, like in class, in a play, in something you shoot on your own. When you do that consistently, the business reveals itself. We know this to be true, and we see it happen all the time. That was from Steve Brennan and Risa Garcia.
Okay.
So I have a couple of questions for you, Anais.
Like I said, I will try my best and answer those questions. I'm not fairly new, but been at this for a little over 2 years now. So, you know, I've gained some experience, maybe, so I should be able to answer some of these questions for you. So go ahead, throw at me.
You ready? I'm ready.
I'm never ready, but I'm ready.
Okay. So, what is the best way to get into the union?
It's tricky because a performer does become eligible for a SAG-AFTRA membership after you've worked in a film or television series that is SAG based. So usually you do become a little bit, you do become eligible for that. But there are additional conditions. You have to have proof of SAG-AFTRA employment so that they can know that you actually did the work within a SAG film. And so your proof of employment will be a copy of like your SAG contract. So that shows that you actually did it. And then also if you have employment under an affiliation with an additional, a performers union. And there are different performers unions. I can just give you a couple of them. There's the ACTRA, the AEA, AGMA, or the AGVA. And for anyone that doesn't know what those initials mean, the AEA is the Actors Equity Association, and the AGMA is the American Guild of Musical Artists, and the AGVA is the American Guild of Variety Artists. So if you have any affiliations with any of those, you will become eligible to join a union. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. For a new actor, is it a good idea to start off doing extra work?
I actually do recommend it because that way you actually get to go on a set and you can learn the do's and the don'ts of being on a set. And it gives you a little bit more exposure. And it's, like I said, it's a good way basically to get your foot in the door. Because you need to be able to at least see what it's like to work on a set.
Right.
And you need to see how actors interact with the director, with each other, just so you can learn the different things on a set. So I do recommend to do extras work.
Yeah. I definitely want to get into some extra work soon. A lot of people say that New York, Los Angeles, and even Chicago are places to start an acting career. What do you think about Atlanta?
Atlanta actually is growing rapidly right now.
Yeah,
this is the spot to actually be. There's nothing wrong with New York and LA. Or Chicago. Chicago actually is growing as rapidly as Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because I noticed the shift after a while. It was always New York and LA, but then after a while they started going other places and they started shooting in certain areas more. And Chicago was definitely one of them. And Atlanta definitely, it grew like overnight. And actually, at this time, Atlanta is number one in the industry. Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Yes, Atlanta is number one. It kicked New York and LA out of this spot, so you know.
Shout out to Atlanta.
Atlanta is growing.
Shout out to Atlanta.
And there are plenty of opportunities here, even if you do like an indie project, because there are a lot of independent projects being shot here in Atlanta right now. So even if you're doing an independent project or if you're on one of the bigger projects, there is so much work going on right now. It seems like not even every month, it's like almost every week a new project is being done here.
So like for the indie projects, would that be like on like casting websites so you can find out?
Yeah, some of them are on casting websites. It depends on I will say it depends on the scale of the indie project. You do have bigger indie projects that will be on casting websites, and then you have the smaller projects where some people actually post on Facebook.
Okay.
So you can go on Facebook, you can go on Backstage, you can go on Project Casting. There are many options to find out what projects are being shot and where.
That's good. Which class would you recommend for a new actor to take?
Ooh. See, this one's a toughie. Sort of, kind of, a little bit. But for the techniques, I do actually recommend learning all of them. One is not better than the other.
Right.
Each actor develops their passion and their craft of acting from the different techniques. So there is not one better than the other. Like classical acting, that one integrates the expression of the body. And then you have the method acting, which usually the actor is relating to the character. So they're digging deep within themselves to find out what in them is going to bring this character to life.
Okay.
So you have the different techniques that work for, like I said, it works for every actor is different. Some people, the Meisner techniques work. Some people, the method works. Some people, improv works for them. So you really just have to figure out which one is going to make you stronger as an actor.
I think for me, I feel like improv would challenge me more. Because it's like, you know, actors, it's like, well, people in general, it's like you're always in your head. And improv, like, allows you to get out of your head. So that would challenge me the most.
Actually, and I know a couple actors that find improv to be harder.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I've always recommended is don't skimp on improv, because you never know when improvisation is going to be used. Because, example, the movie Logan. Mm-hmm. There was the dinner scene that had Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Elise Neal, and they were at a dinner table in his house, and I caught an interview that he did, and he stated that particular scene, they improv the whole thing. There were no lines written for that scene. Wow. So that whole entire scene was improvisation. Mm. So that's why for improv, I would never skip it. It's something that you should definitely make sure you strengthen that part of you. Because I do know a lot of actors that find that to be intimidating.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
How is social media important to actors' branding?
Now social media. That's that's a tricky one.
Because I know, like, for example, like, you know, DC Young Fly.
Yes.
He got famous off of his videos on Instagram, and now, like, he's in, like, big time movies.
Well, yeah, because social media actually puts you out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of even like Justin Bieber, that's how he pretty much got picked up, because from YouTube he became famous. Mm-hmm. But it definitely does help to get you out there, and it also, your following grows, so that once you start to get the big work, your followers are going to be like, oh my God, he's in this, he's in that, and they're going to want to go see it. So it does help to build your brand in a great deal. So you don't want to not, and your private life is not really private anymore, if you really think about it. So it's like, with that, you also want to be careful what you put out there. Because depending on what you're doing, that can also taint your brand, and you don't want to taint your brand. So, you know, if you're, prime example, Zendaya. She is one of the biggest things out there right now. And she has a lot of young kids that follow her. But if you go on her social media, she's not doing anything on there that taints her brand. Yeah. Because she knows her brand is important and it influences everyone that watches her. So that's a big part of your brand also.
That's some good stuff.
Thank you. I said I'd try. I would try. You know, I know a little bit. I am not Winsome Sinclair, but I am learning from her. So, you know, I learned quite a bit from her.
I feel like I just learned some things from you, so I appreciate that.
Well, you know what? The funny thing with this is learning doesn't stop with this. I'm learning every day here. I'm learning a lot from Winsome. I'm learning a lot from Donald. So, you know, I try to, even if they don't know it, I try to eavesdrop on their little conversations to hear what they have to say, just to make sure I'm learning the right thing. So, you know, but it's a big thing. This is something that's nonstop learning.
Okay, guys, we're coming to an end, so now it's time for Wisdom Wednesday. If you want to be successful, you have to jump. There's no way around it. When you jump, I can assure you that your parachute will not open right away. But if you do not jump, your parachute will never open if you are safe. You're never soared. That's by Steve Harvey. I love him. But
now, what is he saying, though? Just for anyone that's not clear about that. What do you think he means? You and I discussed that the other day.
If you don't basically take a risk, you never know, like, what's on the other side. Like, you don't know what God has in store for you if you don't, you know, just jump.
Exactly.
Jump.
Because without risk, you won't get your reward.
And if you're comfortable, like, you'll never see, like, how far God can take you, basically. So.
Exactly.
See? So I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Thanks for tuning in to the best 30 minutes of your week.
That is correct. And make sure you tune in next Wednesday and rewatch the show so that you can email us at wsa.actorscope@gmail.com with your answers to our question from today. So make sure you tune in, rewatch, and we will see you next week. Same bat time.
Same bad channel.